You may request to remain anonymous.
Yep.
There are people for whom that is like a serious concern.
Up until that point, I never really saw any kind of positive representation of gay men. I never had any role models. I thought that if people found out that I was into guys, that I would lose all my family, I would lose my friends, and that I would be an outcast. I came out of the closet in fall of 1996, and then I have been out and happy ever since then. I was definitely under pressure to be in shape and lose weight and everything. I was dieting and losing weight, or working out a lot, and trying not to be a bear. In other words, I think all throughout most of the 2000s, really the message that you got from gay media was you have to be thin and hairless and in good shape and everything. And I just felt on top of the world. So then, yada yada yada. I had some fun times that weekend. I felt like this was a community where I could really be myself also and have fun. I felt like I could just throw on a t-shirt or even like flannel or whatever and totally be accepted as a gay guy. I don't want to be the Susan Lucci of the bear circuit. So I decided to retire from trying for that. To make a long story short, Freddie and a whole bunch of other guys showed up at our house. They were invited, of course, and they ended up like taking over our guest bedrooms and our couch. Freddie was naked, and Kendall was naked. All the guys were naked. So their whole shtick or their whole thing for that show is they were performing naked as guitarists and singers and stuff. I've met a lot of bears all over the world. Being a language teacher, I can talk to them, which is fun. And it's a community I feel really happy with and happy in. A lot of these communities need they need a small number of people to really get things going, or at least one person to get it going. Brad is doing great work in Syracuse with that, organizing stuff. Jones Pond is a gay campground in the southern tier of New York, near Jamestown. It's in the middle of nowhere, but in the southern tier of New York State. Gay owned, gay. It's an all male campground, except for 2 weekends a year. For example, you're not going to have like public sex or anything like that at Jones Pond.
Yeah.
I'd say the Rochester gay culture is fairly heteronormative and fairly conservative.
It's not a bathhouse.
Oh,
At least official.
People talk about it as if it were a bathhouse almost.
Yeah.
I cannot go to the bear bars in Paris without getting hit on constantly. I think for me, I'm like a novelty because I'm an American who speaks French. I love that they're so flirtatious and it's like at least in Paris, they don't hold back. If they like you, they let you know.
Yeah.
So just a quick plug for anybody seeing this. Next time you're in Paris, if you're a bear, go to Bear's Den and El Hombre. And they're both right around the corner from each other, right in the Marais in Paris.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're into bears in Europe, you fetishize American bears a little bit. Paris is like a magnet for all the queer people in France, I would say. When you have a really eclectic mix of different nationalities, people are more likely to talk to each other. I feel like Americans will talk to you and develop a friendship with you, even if they know from the outset it's not going to be sexual. And I think that's a really good thing about our culture. I just want to be honest up front from the beginning. But yeah, that being said, I feel like in the U.S., people will, even if they know it's not going to be a sexual thing, they'll invest time and whatnot into a friendship. When guys are out at the bar, they're on the prowl in Brazil. When they're out at the bar, they want to hook up. They want to have sex. They don't want to just make a new friend.
The uniqueness of your experience is what we're hoping for.
Yeah. The biggest thing I would say, down to earth, unpretentious, friendly, and warm. These would be my things. I invite people to have a more expansive view of who they can find attractive. Welcome, kind, down to earth. That's my vision for the bear community, that we should be a warm and loving and accepting community. So when I first started teaching in the early 2000s, I was out to my friends and my family and everything like that. But frankly, it was something that I did not discuss at all at school. A couple of the kids like apparently somehow got into my account or were looking at my account and went all the way back until they found that if I had been straight, I wouldn't have been targeted that way. I do feel that I was targeted in that situation for being gay. I feel it's a real double standard still. I can mention my husband, and then I literally have an administrator coming in saying, "Don't talk about your private life with the kids." If anyone were to really ask and really talk, they'd find out pretty quickly that I'm gay. Heck, they just have to go on my Facebook page.
School board elections are hugely important. That's what
Yeah,
the next generation of kids are going to learn. That's what books they're allowed to read.
We
That's
don't
fine.
have any drop dead deadlines. This is an ongoing project.